comes with real teeth, with a binding dispute settlement mechanism and the possibility for unilateral remedial measures where necessary.
And there'll no longer be the middle Sunday rest day at Wimbledon from next year. The annual tennis championships will become a 14-day event instead. That's the latest. I'm Kat Suave.
This is Revive FM 94.0.
Reviving communities.
The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
Hello. You're listening to Revive FM with myself, Henry Scott, and my wonderful co-host,
Tom Hutchinson.
And welcome to Scott and Hutch. I'm Scott and he's
Hutch.
And this is Scott and Hutch. Anyway, it's been a nice week, hasn't it?
I know.
The weather has just been absolutely beautiful. Me and Tom are back with you on Tuesday, every day, every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Last Tuesday, we were talking about how good the weather was going to be. And oh my goodness, how good was the weather?
I know. Do you know what? It's been nice. I'll be honest with you.
I didn't want to wear this hoodie into the studio this afternoon.
I know.
It's been too bloody warm.
This is how you know it's been good weather. I actually went out on the motorbike the last 2 days.
Wow.
The Ducati has been getting a scramble, literally. It was... I didn't run. I was just saying before we came on air because it's got no fuel tank, so I ended up having what I would imagine.
Doesn't have any fuel tank.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. It literally all that happens is.
How does it run then?
Well, it runs. Sorry, it doesn't have fuel tank. It doesn't have a fuel gauge. Shush. And this is all the revenge he gets from me for all the old jokes, or the young jokes.
The old jokes.
Yeah.
Is that how you're describing? If you want to use that
back in mad,
descriptor, Tom, then be my guest.
Back
but
in
I've
mad,
never once called you old, apart from that one time.
Exactly. but I can't remember because I'm so old. But no, so it doesn't have a fuel gauge, and I went to go and get a video game today, and it was all all COVID restrictions, it was all fine. I went down to Ashford to get it, and I was just coming back through the Dartford Tunnel just before I get there, about 5 miles beforehand. And the fuel light comes on, and I now know how every electric car owner feels because I've got nothing that tells me when I'm going to run out of fuel. Just the light comes on, and then I have a mileometer that's going upwards. And I was just saying before we came on that the record I've got is 15 miles. And then I bottled it and went to get petrol. Well, I pushed it to 17 today, but I was doing... So if anyone was on the M25 being held up by a bright orange motorbike, I'm sorry, that was me doing 45 in a 70 zone because I didn't want to push it. So, but yeah, managed to sort of get some petrol. So I now know I can go at least 17 miles before I run out. So, but...
That's pretty amazing, Tom.
on the emergency.
So if you own a Ducati motorbike, what's the model?
It's a Scrambler 62.
If you own a Scrambler 62 Ducati motorbike, then once you see that orange warning light, you can go for 17 miles.
Exactly.
That is consumer advice.
That
is why we're here.
Exactly. That's the sort of thing you don't get on Top Gear or on Good Morning Britain. No, you just get some shouty bloke who's not there anymore telling you that he doesn't agree with somebody's views. That's what makes us such amazing broadcasters.
Exactly. Anyway, it's time to move on to the news.
On FM,
on YouTube,
Facebook,
under your bed,
in your closet,
and we're hiding in your fridge.
Hello.
Henry Scott and Tom Hutchinson bring you the news
on Revive FM. And that's right. That's welcome to Scott and Hutch are bringing you the news. And bear in mind, because the internet is so invasive in all our lives today, we just know that we just want you to know that we're absolutely everywhere inside your lives.
Exactly. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, the bedroom bit does sound a little bit creepy, but in a funny kind of way. Like sort of.
Oh, I think it's just creepy to be honest.
We're hiding under your bed to give you the news.
Well, what do you know?
You wake up at 7 in the morning.
I'm here with some news. You can tune in to Revive FM every hour on the hour, and there will be the news. So technically, we're always there for you.
Yeah. We're hiding under your bed.
Oh, I swear. Yeah, sorry. We won't get into that. No singing today.
The moon and the stars.
All right, I think probably what we've got to talk about first has got to be, obviously Boris Johnson this week. Yes. Like, Boris. My goodness, what an exciting news topic that no one seems to care about.
I know. I was just saying before we came into the studio.
Don't you find that weird?
I think it's just the fact we know how corrupt politicians are.
I mean, to be honest, I think maybe it's just the fact that everyone already knows that there's such a high level of corruption in any government. Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
That's why the public doesn't care, and that's why Boris Johnson just hasn't really been addressing it or giving any pushback
Well,
on all these claims which are being said about Green Seal Capital and David Cameron sending messages to Rishi Sunak and all, etc., etc.
Well, then also some of the other things, like some of the comments that Master of the Swarming Dominic Cummings has been mentioning,
Yes.
on his return from Epsilon 5. Durham, that sort of that Boris would sooner have bodies piled high as opposed to
Having a
third lockdown.
And yet we had a third lockdown and the bodies piled high anyway.
Exactly. Whether it's taken out of context, it could also be the fact that this is a man who has quite publicly been outed from his job. Because he made some
He's a
comments
fired
about
man.
Carrie. Yeah. So
He's a
what
fired
has he
man.
got to lose? So that's
that's the thing, because
even in jest though, that's not right.
Well, no, but the problem is I'm hearing lots of things that Boris Johnson has said very inappropriately in cabinet meetings. And if I'm honest, I think personally I don't mind that too much, because while it may be insensitive, everyone has had those kind of insensitive thoughts and said them amongst a group of colleagues, friends before.
Yeah, it's
Arguably.
behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, people say many things. People expect politicians to. We hold our politicians in high regard.
Yeah,
but we just shouldn't.
But then,
because if I'm honest, Boris Johnson's one of the, in my opinion, scummiest people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he is just as sinful as the rest of us.
Yeah.
So when I hear him saying that comment, I'm like, I'm not surprised. Because realistically, Tom, I've probably said something just as insensitive as that, and I'll fully admit to that at some point in my life.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll be brutally honest with you. When I was younger, and probably even still recently, I openly admit I have a gob on me. I can say things that can be really insensitive. Mm-hmm. I do hold my hand up and go, if I offend anybody, I'm sorry, but that's what I think at the time, and I'm sure people will comment, people who know me go, oh yeah, I remember when Tom said that and I didn't like it. Well, tough. But the problem is that, and this is again, my opinion, when you are in a position of power or you are elected into office, you need to be, and
you have to be a role model, don't you?
You have to be a role model. You've got
to
be, I don't want to say whiter than white because someone will get offended, but you know what I mean? You have to be
clean.
Yeah, squeaky clean. You've got to
I'm sorry, but Boris Johnson is the opposite of squeaky clean.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not a very big supporter of Boris Johnson, but I am a supporter of. I'm not even a supporter of the Conservative Party. I just kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think, if I'm honest, I'd like to see better things from Labour, and I'd like to see good or better things from the people in charge.
Yeah. As opposed to what Sir couldn't care less Starmer.
Yeah.
Because I think after the whole issue with him getting thrown out of that pub the other
that was quite funny, actually. Because you knew that guy was a COVID nut, so I thought we actually handled that very well.
Yeah.
And it's like lockdowns do work. There's been science that says lockdowns work. So.
Yeah. Well, we've proven that. I mean, look at the cases we've been having recently.
Well,
look at
New Zealand. They locked down, and now they don't have coronavirus.
Well, they've had a 40,000 capacity gig over the weekend.
Yes.
Another 40,000.
I'm sorry, I've got cousins and family in New Zealand on my dad's side, and so many of them have just been sending me all these photos about festivals.
I know, it's not fair.
It isn't fair. I've been very, very jealous of not being to a festival in absolutely. I've not been yonks.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Well, I mean, we're getting back to what we were saying with Boris. I mean, I've actually got. Funny, I knew we were going to talk about this, so it's almost like we planned this show. There's a story I found here, which was 2 witnesses who claim Boris Johnson did say he would rather, quote, pile bodies high in their thousands.
And number 10 does not actually deny this.
Exactly. Thing. So then implement the third lockdown, are prepared to go public. So ITV political news editor Robert Preston, who talks, have you noticed, a lot like that, and then all of a sudden goes down to something like this and doesn't move his lips, says that they are willing to come forward at some point and even speak under oath should the Prime Minister continue to deny the comment. On Monday, Preston added that there is evidence of a third source backing the claim Mr. Johnson made the comment in a fit of rage.
Thing is, this is becoming quite difficult because what especially is none of what he said was illegal. What is illegal is having private Conservative Party donors donate for the upkeep of or the refurbishment of the Prime Minister's flat.
Yeah.
And that is what could get Boris Johnson in serious, deep trouble. It's likely I reckon in the next 6 months or so, because he's expended so much political capital already, defending Dominic Cummings initially, then firing him anyway, then this, and plenty of other things, and the Greensill Capital. I think the problem is that there's going to be a leadership. I don't think he can lead us. He can't lead the top.
He'll have a vote of no confidence.
He'll have a vote of no confidence in the Conservative Party. Because it certainly won't happen in the House of Commons.
But the problem is, who's going to take over? I mean,
Rishi Sunak. Because
Rishi.
No, but do you know what? When I was reading through the Greensill Capital files, and apparently David Cameron texted Rishi Sunak directly on a personal and government mobile phone and said, Greensill Capital needs the Treasury's backing. Can you give it? And Rishi said, this is not appropriate. Please go through government channels. And
for those who don't know, what is Greensill Capital?
So Greensill Capital is basically an investment fund, and what's been happening is lots of different companies who have been on the verge of collapse or going to collapse have been able to go to the government and ask for financial assistance.
Right.
But obviously, what the thing is, a lot of government support has been far too generous. Like if you look in France, regularly there are around 100 something like 10,000 insolvencies every month.
Right.
During COVID, it dropped below trend line, so the companies that should have gone bust didn't.
Right.
So they're just being propped up by the state. These are called zombie companies.
Yeah.
And they're a big drain on taxpayer money, and they're a big drain on resources. So with David Cameron being chummy with a lot of people in government, being a former prime minister, and still having his parliamentary pass and saying he still needs it for various reasons, it gives him the ability to lobby and be friendly with people in high positions of power.
I see, and give him a bit of influence.
So because he's an advisor and he's on the board of Greensill Capital, this means that he's able to, he requested Rishi Sunak and the Treasury give Greensill money to stay afloat due to COVID-related reasons.
Which is a little bit...
Well, no, it's totally illegal.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it by the proper channels. And Rishi Sunak, rather than go, oh yeah, sure, man. Rishi Sunak, I think, is one of those few politicians, who knows if this is true.
Give it time.
But yeah, give it time at least, who is perhaps on the more straight and narrow side of things because he didn't say, yeah, sure, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Boris Johnson openly said to James Dyson, let me fix this issue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rishi's going to sort this for you.
And then Dyson started making ventilators when they were needed, weren't they? And they sort of got the rub, shall we say, as one of Matt's mates. Was that what they were calling him? Matt's mates? But it's a real way, but it's also very interesting because I was actually listening to I was listening to David Tennant does a podcast with, and it was the Gordon Brown episode. If anyone like on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that, honestly, give it a listen because they're really good. It's not just David Tennant going, "Oh, I was the doctor." It's actually like they get some really serious questions in. And he was speaking to Gordon Brown about about number 10 and how it all works because, the Prime Minister goes in through the door at number 10, but his flat is at number 9. And Gordon Brown said that Downing Street has actually been in need of repair for donkey's years, about 20, 30 years. Not just redecorating, but a lot of structural work. But the problem is that you have to then move out of number 10 and they always think, well, hang on, that's not going to look very good if I'm up for election or if you only have 4 years. It's going to take more than 4 years. So they've always been leaving it. So I find it quite interesting that Boris decided to actually have a little bit of upkeep and decoration. So maybe he's sort of thinking he's going to make it, he's going to get a second term, which I find quite interesting. But there's also arguments to say that apparently he was looking at John Lewis furniture and said that, quote, it's not good enough. And, for those who don't know, John Lewis furniture is, shall we say, a bit on the pricey side. It's the sort of thing that Pink Floyd would be singing about. But, it's a real worry if we've been using taxpayers' money. All right, I know it kind of happens with Buckingham Palace, but they put in expenses. But they actually have an allowance. And this was some of the things that, would you remember the whole MP expenses scandal?
I know. You got that bloke who paid for his moat and moat maintenance. Gravel
in his moat. And then there was the other one who had 300, what was it, charged a parking, no, would charge for
parking,
petrol.
Charging for petrol as well.
For a 300.
I mean, there's some. There've been this isn't really a part of the scandal because it was totally legal to do so. But one
it was just
MP,
the claims that were coming out.
Yeah, one of the claims was for a 0.2 mile Land Rover journey and charged the taxpayer £3 in petrol.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Thing is, this is the problem we have with our politicians, and Dominic Cummings put this so brilliantly. So, I mean, whilst I could read the whole blog, it's about 1,000 words. It's a bit too long. But he did say The proper way for such issues to be handled is via an urgent parliamentary inquiry into the government's conduct over the COVID crisis, which ought to take evidence from all key players under oath and have access to documents. Issues concerning COVID and or the PM's conduct should not be handled as Number 10 has handled them over the past 24 hours. I will cooperate fully with such inquiry, and I'm happy to give evidence under oath, he says. I'm happy for Number 10 to publish every email I received and sent July 2019 to November 2020, with no exceptions other than obviously some national security intelligence issues. This is the footnote. He says, it is sad to see the PM and its office fall so far below the standards of competence and integrity the country deserves.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting, isn't it, to sort of see. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think we were even talking about it in November when he got the flick. We thought, how long is it going to be before we start getting the Dominic Cummings diaries or these little pokes of like, oh, well, the Prime Minister said this. Oh, well, the Prime Minister did that. Oh, well, I've got stories on the Prime Minister about X, Y, and Z. How would you like to have the exclusive rights to my autobiography? You know, we knew it was coming, but I do think that maybe not take the higher ground, because then obviously he can't, you know, this stuff needs to be said. It needs to be, you know, this stuff needs to come out, because we need to know what is behind the veneer that we see in front of the cameras, in front of the dispatcher's box. But there's certain ways of doing it, and maybe this is not the right kind of way. But I do also have to question, because we have an independent parliamentary commission, don't we? So who, you know, they look into complaints and stuff.
Yeah.
Why are they not? Why is Parliament not being, or why is the government, I say, not being regulated thoroughly?
Well,
enough?
because
why is this stuff taking like a form of government aid to bring?
Well, you're asking a question which goes directly into the heart of government and the heart of what I would argue is the biggest problem with British democracy is that power is very concentrated within Parliament. Parliament, above all, is sovereign. That has been proven in many legal cases. For example, let's look at Gina Miller in 2016 when Theresa May tried to go over Parliament's head by triggering Article 50 without consulting it to a vote, which Parliament must do, because Parliament is sovereign. It controls the UK democracy. Yeah, it will always.
Otherwise, we start going into a dictatorship.
Yes. And we live in what's called a pluralist democracy, so i.e. separation of powers. You've got the judiciary, which is the Supreme Court. You've got the legislature, which is Parliament, and you've got the executive, being the PM. Now, the problem with that in the UK is power is concentrated on two of those sides. You've got the PM, the executive, in Parliament, the legislature. So because the executive has such control, it's not although Parliament technically could, because the PM has direct involvement and the executive has direct involvement in the legislature, in Parliament, it means that separation of power doesn't occur. And it makes it far less likely that people will stand up to a leader if he's right sitting next to them. Yeah. And I think the question you ask is, why has Parliament not done anything? Well, Labour currently has like 191 seats. They can't do anything. Yeah. And the Conservatives have
it's about 300.
365 seats, which is a stonking majority, which means that anyone trying to bring action against Parliament or bring action against the leader, unless it's coming from within the party itself, is unlikely to happen.
Yeah, it's just such a shame, really, because it's. I just feel like there needs to be something, not like a case of, oh, you know, the Prime Minister did this to me and I can't do that, you know, going crying, whinging to Nursey or whatever. But there needs to be something higher than if you don't agree with something. It doesn't have to be the fact that it, come from your own party or, have the people who revolt or whatever. But I do question sometimes about sort of democracy. I mean, I'll have to watch how I say this, but there is an old punk song, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a line which says, if you feel like you live in a free country, try going into a deli and urinating on the cheese. And it's kind of, because it's almost like you've got freedom, but you try and do something like that, or you try to kick off, you're going to get in trouble. And that's what I kind of mean. Sometimes it feels like, are we actually in a democracy, or is it just a case of, is it kind of these guys serving themselves?
I wish we were in a democracy, Tom. I'm not going to start going New World Order or anything on you, because I don't believe in that stuff. But
Shame, really, because
I certainly do think there's a very large concentration of power within Oxford, Cambridge, Eton, and pretty much anywhere else that has elitist connotations around it in the UK. So me and Tom are probably going to have another chat about that after some ads, but do stay tuned, and we'll hopefully allow democracy to fill your ears with advertisements. And that was a horrible transition, but we'll move on. Please do stay tuned. You're listening to Revive FM, Scott and Hutch.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
Need your tyres checked? Have a flat or a nail in your tyre? Don't panic. Visit B1 Tyres. Our professional and friendly team will have you back on the road in no time. We stock over 3,000 tyres and have some of the best prices in town. Wheel alignment, alloy gaiters, and wheel refurbs are just some of the services that we offer. So call us on 0203 875 3525 or visit us at B1 Tyres, Unit B, 43 to 49 Fowler Road in Hainault. B1 Tyres, the garage you can trust.
मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन में आपका अतिया जिंदगी की उम्मीद आपकी मदद से मुमकिन हुआ। दुनिया भर में 30 लाख से ज्यादा खवातीन, बुजुर्गों और बच्चों तक साफ पानी की फ्राहमी, मुतासरा इलाकों में हंगामी इमदाद, यतीम और बेसहारा बच्चों की दादरसी। इस साल हम आपके ताउन से और आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात और खैरात के जरिए अभी कॉल कीजिए 0300 3030 777 या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
With over 40 years experience in the industry, Plachette Carpets is the place to go for all your carpets, laminates, linos and wood flooring. We have an established network of suppliers, which means we can offer some of the best prices in town. We offer free estimates, free measurements and now even free fitting. Call us now on 0208 472 8568 or visit us at 157 Plachette Road, Upton Park, London, E13 0QZ.
Now we're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can meet up outside in groups of up to 6 or 2 households. Have friends round for a drink in the garden. There you are, doing your bit, keeping a safe distance. When it starts to get dark and a little chilly, and suddenly your lounge looks very warm and inviting. But don't forget, you're much safer in the fresh air because COVID-19 particles are blown away. Let's take this next step safely. Remember, hands, face, space and fresh air.
अब हर कोई हफ्ते में 2 बार मुफ्त कोविड-19 टेस्ट कर सकता है। आधे घंटे के अंदर नताइज आपके सामने। इससे ये पता चलता है कि आप अपने प्यारों की हिफाजत के लिए जो कर सकते हैं वो कर रहे हैं। आपके दोस्त, आपके साथ काम करने वाले साथी और आपकी जिंदगी में फिर से आगे बढ़ने की ख्वाहिश। अंदाजन 3 में से 1 शख्स ऐसा है जिसमें बज़ाहिर कोविड-19 की कोई अलामत दिखाई नहीं देती, मगर अनजाने में वो उसे फैला रहा है। वो आपका कोई दोस्त, रिश्तेदार, काम का साथी या आप खुद भी हो सकते हैं। रैपिड टेस्ट बहुत आसानी से nhs.uk/get-tested से मिल सकते हैं। आइए ये अगला कदम बहुत मोहतात होकर उठाएं।
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile
and online.
Hello and welcome back to Revive FM. My name is Henry Scott and I'm here in the studio with my wonderful co-host.
Hutchinson.
I'm Scott and this is Scott and Hutch. Anyway, we're back. We've been talking about the corruption that is obviously and has been going on in government for years, but I think it's probably time to move on to what I think is probably a better issue. It's really busy outside, isn't it?
I know.
It's very busy.
It's the weather.
For the first time in no, but I'm just thinking for the first time in probably a good year or so, Wow, it's been a year. First time in a good year or so that the car park at my local tube station was full.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that is because it's people are starting to go back into work a bit more now they've had the jabs. Because I was actually looking at the figures there. We've had 46 million people have had their first jab and 12 million have had the second jab. I wonder if this is a case
one in
of
4 adults are fully vaccinated now.
I wonder if that is the case that maybe offices are starting to open back up a little bit more now,
but do you know what's really interesting? The R number is staying right down low, despite schools being back open, despite people going out to the pub, despite people going back to work.
Yeah, it's staying between 0.8 and 1. It's 1 is when we have to start to worry that it's getting out of control. That's when it's officially a pandemic. Apparently, but the 0.8 to the 1 is good. So they're saying it rises slightly. Well, it's staying the same, but I guess it's like 0.895 or 0.899 or something like that. But it's quite nice that I feel like we have turned a corner here, and as much as
let's
we hate
hope we have, Tom. Let's hope we have.
I mean, let's be honest. We don't want to go for lockdown number 4. I mean, we've had the unholy trinity. Can we not just leave it now and just that's it? Because I know Boris has said, we're not having this is a final and irreversible.
Well,
lockdown.
hold on. Can I just update you real quick?
Oh, hang on. Let me guess. Hang on. As he said another lockdown is potential.
The R number is between -5 to -1%.
-5 to -1.
And in the east of England, it's between 0.8 and 1.1. And in the R number between London.
Sorry, is that in the east of England?
Yeah, the east of England.
Oh wow! So
it could be increasing, could be decreasing.
So is this the Yes Prime Minister thing? Well, there's a 4-step plan here.
It's 4-stage strategy.
4-stage strategy. We admit that there is a minus figure, but there's nothing to worry about. And then all of a sudden we go to the plus figures, and there might be something to worry about, but it's too late to do anything about it.
Look at it this way: it's ridiculous. It is. Do you know what's really shocks me is just the state of. We've handled this horrifically.
I know.
We've handled this absolutely.
We'll put it this way. No, we
could have eliminated coronavirus. Actually,
we could have done if we'd have just got rid of the.
We'd have strict border controls, but alas, big business people don't have to quarantine because it's beneficial to economic growth.
And you know why as well? I think this is the other thing I was thinking of was
mates, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Matt's mates, but also this was the other thing I was thinking of. Right now, bear with me because as Vouchery Boss would say, you might have to put on a tin hat for this one, right? So. Think about what happened in 2020. Brexit, right?
Yeah.
So think about it. We are going to cut ourselves off from one of the biggest markets. Well, it was officially, wasn't it? Like, we were in the divorcing process. So we'd already moved out of the house and we're currently deciding who was going to get the family dog, i.e. Northern Ireland. Not that I'm saying Northern Ireland dogs, I'm just saying that's how it was working out. So
and that's gone great, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know, exactly. But I've lost my train of thought now. That was it. So the fact, this is my opinion, right? It's my Tim Hat theory, right? We could have closed off the borders, but we were about to leave the single biggest market in the world, and we had to have as much trade coming in before everything closed off and before we signed the documents to say this is it. We had to prove that the UK wasn't just going to be this isolated little rock in the middle of the North Atlantic. So I think that's why we had to keep the borders open.
We literally are an isolated little rock in the middle of the North Atlantic.
But we're not bankrupt yet.
Well, no, we basically are.
We're just owing a lot of money.
But there's just so many problems with the UK. Like, I don't really want to get into this because I'll rant for ages, but there's economic, political, social problems in the UK. And what's brilliant about it is that because we're a services-based economy, we could have locked down, killed off COVID. And do you know what? Every country that has had the strictest border controls and the strictest lockdowns and gone for an elimination strategy have actually seen economic growth in 2020. Look at Vietnam. Vietnam's a great example. When they found out COVID was happening, they had a strict lockdown and locked up. You cannot go to Vietnam at the minute. Not allowed unless you're a citizen. And in which case you've got quarantine for 14 to 28
Makes
days.
Sense.
China, lockdown, strictest lockdown on the planet, quarantine, strict border controls. You can't go to China if you're not citizens. New Zealand.
Wait, hang on. We're talking even stricter than North Korea. North Korea is a nightmare to get into anyway.
Is that a cough, mate? No. Is that a copyright shot?
Dogs.
That's what North Korea's strategy
Release the
was.
hounds.
No, but, right, if we had done that, maybe Britain would have seen all this economic heartache may not have happened.
Yeah.
If we'd eliminated COVID, We'd kept out the borders. We tested every lorry driver that's coming in and out,
Mhm,
supplying the
mhm.
food and stuff.
Yeah.
And we tested everyone. If the government had got their act together sooner, we wouldn't have been in this mess. And the economy wouldn't be in its best. And people wouldn't have had such restrictions placed on their lives.
Yeah.
You know, Boris, like, I don't really want to put restrictions on your lives. But
I'm
no,
going to put restrictions on your
I'm
life.
putting some restrictions on your life, but for longer amounts of time.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the strictest lockdown on the planet,
Mm.
tell us all to shut up and sit on our bums,
Yeah.
and then go back to normal life when we can reopen like New Zealand.
Yeah.
You can say, like, oh, it's so different. No.
It could have
Plenty
been-
of different, vast-sized economies, much like Vietnam,
Mhm.
have locked down, strict border controls, not been a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put it this way, and I've said this since I started on this show.
Mm.
We have a reactive government. We don't have
Have a proactive government. Tom's got it in a nutshell, everyone.
Thank you, sir. That's
He's got
the name
it.
of my autobiography. Got it in a nutshell.
Mm.
But it's true though. We knew COVID was coming. Like
Mm.
we had the arguments of oh well,
Sage described
yeah,
it,
it's
you know.
coming. Wuhan's got it. All it takes is one person to come from China, or anyone who's been to China, or even remotely looked at China on a map. You're getting COVID. It's coming here. All right. And then I'll never forget. I was sitting in my old job. I was sitting at the desk, and it flagged up on because I opened up a new tab, and MSN had it up, and it said first case in the UK, and I don't know why, but my phone had just played a song, and it was "And So It Begins," and I thought, that's it. This is it. This is going to be changing everything. And within,
No, but do you know what I also thought? Right, I remember reading about corona. I think we all remember reading about coronavirus when it was the first time, and all I remember reading was the virus has an incubation period of 14 days, where a person can infect people for 14 days.
Mhm.
And I thought, hold on a minute. If there's one person who has a case, that means for 14 days they were walking
they're a
around.
biohazard.
They're a biohazard walking around. So surely, like, we should be doing something about it now. And the government were like, no, I'm sure it's fine. And I was thinking, that's not how it works. Do they not understand what the scientists have said? 14 days of quarantine is needed.
Yeah.
You have to self-isolate. Oh, self-isolate if you have the symptoms.
Well, think about put it this way, right?
What are people supposed to do?
Well, here's the thing, right? So forget 14 days, right? I just done a rough little calculation in my head, right? When I pulled up here at the studio today, I quickly went into the pound shop to go and get a cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was there for 14 minutes. Do you know how many people I bumped into in 14 minutes? 20 people in 14 minutes. So forget.
Yeah.
So think about that. 14 days. How many people have you going to come into contact with? Getting your shopping, going and get a coffee,
touching surfaces,
accidentally
not washing your hands,
accidentally letting out
touching
a
your
cough.
mouth.
Exactly. In 14 days, I bumped into 20 people in 14 minutes. Not literally, obviously, I kept my distance, but people walking past me in the street, people standing at me at the traffic lights, crossing the road to get to the studio, people in the queue. I had 3 in front of me in the queue. I had another 3 in the tills there. I had someone walking, a shop assistant walking up and clearing the baskets from the do-it-yourself tills. I've just touched something. So 20 people in the space of 14 minutes.
Well, it's like when
It's
I
a
went and
joke.
did my I went to Speaker's Corner. I'm surprised Speaker's Corner is still allowed at the minute.
Yeah, I was
because
actually
realistically,
shocked at
I've been taking my COVID test, but I've still been a bit worried because I was getting quite spat on by a lot of people who thought that it was, frankly, quite rude of me to suggest that COVID was real. But I'm sorry to offend all those New World Order geniuses.
I think that what you have to say is to those people is they may be an idiot, but there is one thing they are not, sir, and that, sir, is an idiot.
I think what we need to ask people, though, I'd love somebody to call in on 0333 444 0940 just to tell us, how are you finding back to normal life? Because I went down to Exeter on Sunday, because you can now travel in England.
Yeah.
Because I'm checking out.
It's now limiting travel.
Yeah, I'm
It's
checking.
not essential
I
travel
was
only.
checking out the university.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, do you know what? I'll never get to go if I don't. So, and I ended up really liking the place, but my mum found it. It was the first time my mum, and I went with my mum. It's the first time she's been out in a year.
Oh, really?
In a year. First time she's been out in a year. And she was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't been out of London in ages. Where I can
It's like sort of Dorothy opening the door to Oz in colour, isn't it?
Literally. And the thing is, she's suddenly all stressed, like running for a train and getting her spilling coffee on herself. And I think probably the question, and she suggested I talk about this on the radio. So, Mum, if you're listening, thanks very much. How are you finding sort of getting back out there.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Despite the stresses and the strains, I'm loving life.
Yeah. I mean, like, put it this way, I for the last couple of days, so I've started to go back to work now, and I've been serving people. So because we're having it that I get a lot of bar shifts, so I'm actually behind the bar, which for me and my anxiety is quite good because I still struggle actually talking to people after being locked away for 4 years. This is before lockdown. This is my mental anguish. So I'm now they're trying to get me to go out and actually serve people now and take the drinks to the table. And I'm kind of getting used to it, which is nice. And it's nice that I can actually have a bit of a giggle with people. And I've also ordered I'm dry cleaning a big green frock coat because it's freezing outside after 8 o'clock. So, and I just think it'd be a bit of a conversational starter, and I can swoosh it around and make people laugh, and just maybe they'll give us a bit more of a tip. But it is quite nice. And also, I actually had someone come to my house yesterday to look at Elise's car, because obviously, we put that up for sale because she doesn't need it anymore. Kept our distance and everything like that. And the guy was a cabbie, and he said that he's only just gone back to work now, and even he's finding it a little bit odd. But it is it's quite nice to be able to sort of interact with people a little bit more and to try and socialize. Like, my dad came down the other week, and it's nice to have him in. Obviously, he's part of my bubble. I haven't seen him for a while. The one I really want to do is I really want to go and see my nan up in Yorkshire, but I've got to wait until we're kind of all allowed to mix indoors, because I can't risk staying in, like, her boarding control flat has a guest flat, but I couldn't risk staying in there. And plus also the fact it's like Cocoon. It's a mix of Cocoon and Twin Peaks. So when you go in there, there's just like people wandering up and down the halls, and it's a bit of a worry. But yeah, it's quite nice. I feel like sort of things are getting back to normal a little bit more. It was also nice to start watching the football the other day.
Yes.
Man City and Tottenham, which I don't really want to talk about the score.
I mean,
but,
it's nice to hear that the European Super League has been put to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to take off, but I think the argument took off more than more than the actual Super League. But it was nice to actually see in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup final, there was 8,000 people in the audience. It was no more canned crowd noise. There was 8,000 people there, all socially distanced, all had COVID tests, all wore masks. It was fantastic. It was great. And I thought, this is what we want. This is the government's...
That's their promise.
Yeah, the road out of lockdown. And it's also used as a tester thing. So it'll be quite funny now to see in the next, again, the pragmatic in me, in 4 weeks' time, let's see if the numbers have gone up a little bit, because we've had, was it 1,000 people at the Sheffield at the Crucible for the snooker? We've had 8,000 people at Wembley for the Carabao Cup final. Let's see if the figures start going up a little bit. If we do, then we might have to start to panic. If they're staying low, then touch wood, we're going to be all right. I think this could be finally it. And now they're also talking about having, is it COVID pills ready by the end of the year? Like Pfizer are developing those,
Pfizer are developing antiviral COVID pills. And I've been on antivirals. They're pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be great news. Wouldn't it?
Take a pill, and next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm protected. I suppose it'll work in tandem with the jabs, won't it? So,
yeah, I suppose so.
Hopefully.
And speaking of working in tandem, we also love to work in tandems with local businesses in our area. So please do stay tuned while we put on some wonderful adverts. Me and Scott and Hutch will be right back after this.
मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन में आपका अतिया जिंदगी की उम्मीद आपकी मदद से मुमकिन हुआ दुनिया भर में 30 लाख से ज्यादा खवातीन, बुजुर्गों और बच्चों तक साफ पानी की फ्राहमी, मुतासरा इलाकों में हंगामी इमदाद, यतीम और बेसहारा बच्चों की दादरसी। इस साल हम आपके ताउन से और आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात और खैरात के जरिए इन मंसूबों का हिस्सा बनिए। अभी कॉल कीजिए 0300 3030 777 या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org।
अब हर कोई हफ्ते में 2 बार मुफ्त कोविड-19 टेस्ट कर सकता है। आधे घंटे के अंदर नताइज आपके सामने। इससे ये पता चलता है कि आप अपने प्यारों की हिफाजत के लिए जो कर सकते हैं वो कर रहे हैं। आपके दोस्त, आपके साथ काम करने वाले साथी और आपकी जिंदगी में फिर से आगे बढ़ने की ख्वाहिश। अंदाजन 3 में से 1 शख्स ऐसा है जिसमें बज़ाहिर कोविड-19 की कोई अलामत दिखाई नहीं देती, मगर अनजाने में वो उसे फैला रहा है। वो आपका कोई दोस्त, रिश्तेदार, काम का साथी या आप खुद भी हो सकते हैं। रैपिड टेस्ट बहुत आसानी से nhs.uk/get-tested से मिल सकते हैं। आइए ये अगला कदम बहुत मोहतात होकर उठाएं।
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The care home project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Now we're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can go to more places, like pubs, restaurants, hairdressers and gyms. However, around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. By quickly checking into venues with the NHS COVID-19 app, you can help stop the virus spreading and protect your family and friends. So whenever you go out, check in. Let's take this next step safely.
Need your tyres checked? Have a flat or a nail in your tyre? Don't panic. Visit B1 Tyres. Our professional and friendly team will have you back on the road in no time. We stock over 3,000 tyres and have some of the best prices in town. Wheel alignment, alloy gaiters, and wheel refurbs are just some of the services that we offer. So call us on 0203 875 3525 or visit us at B1 Tyres, Unit B, 43 to 49 Fowler Road in Hainault. B1 Tyres, the garage you can trust.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively, call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Hello, you're listening to Revive FM. My name is Henry Scott. I'm here with my wonderful co-host.
I'm Hutchinson.
I'm Scott, and he's
Hutch.
and this is Scott and Hutch. Smooth, man. I love it.
Thank you.
We're really enjoying that
So
one.
smooth, I could be classed as an oral slave.
Okay, so we're going to do random act of kindness, but first, because we've only got 10-ish minutes, I really do want to talk about a band of mine, which I just absolutely love. And I'm going to come up with a jingle because it's going to be a new section. We're going to be talking about our music, basically, because you have very vastly different music taste to me.
Oh, yes.
Admittedly, I don't mind your music taste, and I love some of the songs that you put on. Like, they're very, very good.
You wait till you hear that tonight's one.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
But nonetheless, right, I've been thinking about, like, we'll do this as like a proper segment, but we'll call it like my music or something. And I want to get like a bunch of local artists involved as well. And I did actually get in contact with a couple of local aspiring artists. So I'll put up another call out for that, and we'll get some local people on here to talk about it. But something I want to talk about is a band who I think the music world respects so much, because like this band has opened for Rihanna. It's been featured on a Drake album, but nobody really knows who they are. But they're so well respected amongst like the music, like celebrity
like music
world.
purists.
Yes, no, but not even that. Just like by famous people like Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce. Like they have mentioned this band. They have asked them to open for them at certain gigs because they are so out there, and the sound is so different to what people are used to. It's just amazing. And I've been listening to this one track called Get Some, which I've played before for you, but they've released a new track as part of their album, which is being fully released on June 25th. And I've been so excited because the song came out today and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it's called Red Room. There's no synopsis about it yet. We're waiting. We always love to know the background behind the story, because a lot of the story is Naomi, the singer, based around her childhood and stuff. So I think something that's quite amazing about this music is it's nothing you've ever heard before. It's like when you have a really good cup of coffee, right? It's not like or an expensive coffee. Normally you don't go, wow, this is amazing. You're just like, there's
nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, this is just a very nice cup of coffee. I really appreciate it. I'm not going, whoa, that's like, it's like, you know, it's really nice. Really nice. So this is Red Room by Hiatus Coyote, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
I got a red room, it is a I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. Ooh, I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids. I don't want to be anywhere but here. I don't want to be anywhere but here. I got a bedroom, it is a red house with the sunsets in my bedroom. I got a bedroom, it is a red house with the sunsets in my bedroom. I got a bedroom, it is a red house with the sunsets in my bedroom. I got a bedroom, I got a bedroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Red Room by Haters Coty for their new album Mood Valiant. Just to play us out, because me and Tom will be back with another hour of wonderful Scott and Hutch in a little bit. But this is another song just to play us out to some adverts. It's called Get Sun. It's the first single that they released of the new album. And I don't know about you, but I think it's brilliant. So just let me know what you think, Tom.
Let's have a listen.
First, will it suffice? The clay grows dry, but you keep your borders guarded and heights of which you own. Take me by stones, going into the void, a way to get sun when your heart's not open. A way to get sun when your heart's not open. Ghost, hidden action, no ripple, love, comforting, vacant waters, break, purging all fear, a toss that you wear, dormant valiance. Hold on, way to get sun when your heart's not open. Way to get sun when your heart's not open. Way to get sun when your heart's not open. Way to get I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do, oh, I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do, oh, I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do,
Now we're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can get together again outside. Have a picnic for 6 in the park. Separate blankets and lots of space, obviously. But what if another friend walks by? It'd be rude not to invite them over, wouldn't it? The more people you meet, the greater your risk of getting COVID-19. So only meet in groups of up to 6 or 2 households. Let's take this next step safely. Remember, hands, face, space, and fresh air.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The Care Home Project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
अब हर कोई हफ्ते में 2 बार मुफ्त कोविड-19 टेस्ट कर सकता है। आधे घंटे के अंदर नताइज आपके सामने। इससे ये पता चलता है कि आप अपने प्यारों की हिफाजत के लिए जो कर सकते हैं वो कर रहे हैं। आपके दोस्त, आपके साथ काम करने वाले साथी और आपकी जिंदगी में फिर से आगे बढ़ने की ख्वाहिश। अंदाजन 3 में से 1 शख्स ऐसा है जिसमें बज़ाहिर कोविड-19 की कोई अलामत दिखाई नहीं देती, मगर अनजाने में वो उसे फैला रहा है। वो आपका कोई दोस्त, रिश्तेदार, काम का साथी या आप खुद भी हो सकते हैं। रैपिड टेस्ट बहुत आसानी से nhs.uk/gettested से मिल सकते हैं। आइए ये अगला कदम बहुत मोहतात होकर उठाएं।
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The Care Home Project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
This is
Revive FM
94.0 with the latest news from around the world.
From the Sky News Centre at 6. As it's revealed, a quarter of all adults in the UK have now had both doses of a coronavirus vaccine. People aged 42 and over are now able to book jabs in England. The Health Secretary's hailed what he calls astonishing take-up levels. It's reported the majority of politicians in the Democratic Unionist Party are trying to oust their party leader, Arlene Foster. They've put their names to what is effectively a letter of no confidence in Northern Ireland's First Minister. Our senior Ireland correspondent David Blevins reckons there's anger about her response to post-Brexit trading agreements.
It is particularly, I think, around the Northern Ireland part of the Brexit agreement that established a border in the Irish Sea. They feel she hasn't taken a strong enough position in opposing what they regard as the Prime Minister's betrayal.
Downing Street's insisted the Conservative Party isn't paying for furniture in Boris Johnson's refurbished flat. Labour's demanding an investigation into whether the public was misled about the financing of the improvement works. Holidaymakers in the UK could be allowed to travel to Greece as soon as May under new proposals. It's thought an official NHS card showing a person has had both doses of a vaccine could soon be sufficient to enter the country. Dr. Kyriakos Kotsoglu is the Commissioner of Tourism for Crete.
We have trained over 60,000 people of tourism and certified them to the using of the health protocols. This year we will do the same, but with the whole society, so the whole island can protect themselves and the visitor.
Wimbledon's scrapping its traditional middle Sunday rest day. From next year, the tournament will be played over 14 days instead of 13. And it's been the frostiest April in at least 60 years in the UK. The National Climate Information Centre says minimum temperatures in England and Scotland have also been 3.5 degrees lower than usual. That's the latest. I'm Kat Suave.
This is Revive FM 94.0.
Reviving communities.
The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
Hello there. You are listening to Revive FM. That's it. If I get the volumes up right, that will really help. My name is Tom Hutchinson. It's the second hour of Scott and Hutch, and it is Tuesday, so you know what that means. That means joining me in the catbird seat is my amazing co-host,
Henry Scott.
That's him right there. Oh, yes. Now. You may have heard it in the news, but we have to talk about it because it's something that really needs to be spoken about.
Play the jingle.
The jingle. Oh, yes. The jingle.
So me and Tom have started to get really excited about like making our show smoother, the transitions to be slicker.
Yeah.
Our hair to be oilier.
It would really help as well if we actually had a mouse that worked as well.
But we've just been very much of the mindset that we should just come up with lots of different jingles. So
exactly.
Tom, are you ready?
No, because the mouse is still not working.
Then I'll keep talking to Phil. So obviously,
there we go. There we go.
Tom, are you ready?
I am ready.
Play that jingle.
Wrong one.
News.
Oh no.
Hey, it still works. It still works.
No, you got to play the other one for our listeners.
Hang on, that'll be this one, I believe. Hang on.
Okay, sorry. Tom, just wait. We won't cut it because this was live.
Yeah.
We can't cut it because this was live.
You didn't hear that.
But just pretend you didn't hear that.
Wait a minute. Hang on. We'll erase it from people's minds. Hang on.
He just loves his spitting image, doesn't he, folks?
Well, I think it's quite apt with Dominic Cummings, isn't it?
I mean, he's in the news a lot of the minute. Anyway, sorry. Just ignore everything that happened. You didn't hear us fail spectacularly. Me and Tom have been coming up with lots of jingles recently. Oh, Tom, have you got it?
Do you know, you'll be surprised. Yes, I have.
You've got to see. He's a genius on the DJ side. Tom, play that jingle.
On FM.
On YouTube.
Facebook.
Under your bed.
In your closet.
And we're hiding in your fridge.
Henry Scott and Tom Hutchinson bring you the news.
On Revive FM. What a jingle, folks.
I mean, that is brilliant, isn't it? I'll be honest with you. I kind of feel like, well, I was going to make a little bit of a joke and say about the whole, Sunday being removed from Wimbledon. I mean, the upper classes are now in uproar. But, we've actually got some serious news as well. So this Friday, the 30th, is World Orphans Day on Revive FM. So we've teamed up with the Minhaj Welfare Foundation, and we are going to be raising money for orphans all around the world. So please make sure you tune in this coming Friday. It's all day, and just please give what you can. We know that obviously times are a little bit tough at the minute. People are struggling with work, but there are people who are worse off. So please make sure you give what you can. All the details will be on our social media, so make sure you search for Revive FM UK.
Indeed.
And we've also done some little videos and some little pleads. I mean, I was one stage away from.
You'll be seeing us on Revive FM UK, Instagram, Facebook, and on the website.
Exactly. We'll be online. We'll be on your mobile, on your phone, in your fridge,
and under your bed.
Under your bed, exactly. And
Revive FM will be with you every step of the way.
Exactly. And do you know what? We've actually just got. I'm looking at our comments on here. We've actually got a comment from Sally. So thank you, Sally. She's actually given us a round of applause. So she must like the jingles. That's what I'm saying. I think
Brilliant.
you've got a round of applause. So
that's exactly what we need.
Exactly. And also the other comment that she said about, I think it was about the song that you played earlier on. I must be honest. I mean, it was great, but she said about, I'm more curious as to why you stopped talking so abruptly. I mean,
We don't know what you're on about, Sally,
Yeah.
but if you'd like to explain in the comments and encourage your friends to also tune in, then we'd very much appreciate that.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know what.
Do you know what?
I don't know what she's really.
I have a feeling that she might be one of my sister's friends because what I did is I nicked my sister's phone the other day, and
Oh, really?
I put myself in a bunch of her group chats to annoy her, and made me an admin. So I de-admined other people. It was very funny, but nonetheless, now they've got to they sort of span it around back on me because they said now I'm not allowed to leave. So I tried leaving, they added me back.
Once you come in, you may never come out.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like one of those situations. So Sally, if you are one of my sister's friends, then hello. If you're not, then also hello. Welcome to Revive.
Yes, welcome to the show. Let us know what you're thinking. I mean, apart from the round of applause, which is always greatly appreciated.
Yeah, we
So
always
thank you very
love
much. Exactly. So well, we're gonna tell you what, let's not talk about it too much,
Mm.
but let's talk about our other favourite little thing, and that's it's coronavirus.
Oh well, to be honest, this week's statistics still looking good.
Yeah, it's
aren't
good.
they?
I mean, we are. I think we have reached the curve. We've kind of gone over the. We've reached the. We've gone over the. We're into the trough bit of it now. So, but
we've been in the trough for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as opposed to being in other things, but I can't say them on the
Right,
live
Tom.
microphone. But
Anyway, moving on.
Yes,
moving swiftly.
well, the
on
fact
from that.
put it this way: this is how good the uptake has been on the vaccine, right? So, it was the age rate was lowered at the start of the week
to 42-year-olds, right?
Well, it was originally to people aged, I think it was 49 and then 44. Now it's been dropped to 42-year-olds.
That's great.
Which is brilliant because the uptake has been so strong. So we've had so far. I've got the comments here from Mr. Matt. I'll go stand behind that plant Hancock. So basically, coronavirus vaccines are now being offered to people aged 42 and over in England, which is fantastic. It's the second time in the week the vaccine booking system has been extended to allow more people in their 40s after they were offered to those aged 44 and over yesterday. Now people aged 42 and over, or those who will turn 42 before July the 1st, can arrange their jab appointment through the national booking website. Health Secretary Matt Hancock urged those eligible to come forward, and he said that he was standing by with his mobile phone waiting for a text message as the next age group includes me. In the video on Twitter, he said, quote, I'm really looking forward to getting my text. Yesterday, we opened up to people aged 44, and that's gone very, very well. So thank you to all the hundreds of thousands who have come forward and booked your appointment. And now we are able to go that little bit further.
Yep.
The vaccination rollout is going incredibly well, and the uptake is astonishingly high. The expansion of the vaccine program comes as figures over the weekend confirmed that more than half of the UK's total population has received the first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Government data up to and including April 25th shows that 46,658 people have been given the jab so far, and that includes 12,899,123. That's so good on the OCD. Have had their second. So they're saying that they're actually where they were going to have the 9 most vulnerable groups. Their target was to get the 9 most vulnerable groups to have their first jab by April the 15th. They're actually going to beat that and do it 3 days early.
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
64% of the British population or adults over the age of 18 have now had their first dose.
Yeah, which is great.
So amazing.
Yeah.
And 1 in 4 have now had their second.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, again, this goes back to the whole, we want to get life back to normal now. And I think that we've seen it can be done. I mean, obviously there are other circumstances going on in other parts of the world, which we'll talk about later on in the show, but predominantly in India. But I feel that after we had the whole issue with the test and trace app, the COVID testing that wasn't really done, the fact that we've now got vaccines and a fantastic uptake, and the fact that we can now order with next day delivery, I might add, rapid lateral flow testing, which is brilliant. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've got a box.
£10 billion well spent.
Yeah, I think we finally got the hang of it. Like, all jokes aside, I know that I said earlier on we've got a reactive government. The fact is,
we're reacting to a reactive government.
Exactly. Yeah, we are. We are reacting. We are proactively reacting, I'd say. But I think we finally got the handle on it, which is great. So, and I'll be honest with you, as I say, I haven't actually used my COVID test yet, but I'm going to do it for work this week. So I'm just going to quickly pop open a lateral flow test and just take it. I know I haven't got it, but like I am good. And the fact is, it's been 3 weeks now, so my jab's probably just going to start wearing off, I think.
Do you know what, Tom? It is completely correct that is the brilliant sentiment of the vaccine. As you said, I know I haven't got coronavirus, but you're getting tested anyway.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Even if you've had your jab, still get tested.
Yeah.
You can just take the lateral flow test. It's 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah. It's I won't lie. It's not the nicest thing in the world, but having a Q-tip or a cocktail bud shoved up your nose and then down your throat, it's not the nicest thing in the world. But if it means you can carry on going about doing your normal things within reason, obviously, I'm all for it. And as I say, the fact is that if I do that, I'm then less inclined to have to take time off of work because I will know that I am okay. I'm immune. The only thing that does worry me, and I didn't actually come into contact with them. So at my pub, we have, you've got to do the test and trace app. We've got the big QR code right at the front door, right in the parking lot. So you can't get away from it. If not, we take your details. Someone decided, I'm not going to, again, I have to watch how I say this because I don't think it was the brightest move they've done. Someone had come in, had sat down, ordered drinks, and within 20 minutes got up and left. I went, oh, what happened? And they said they weren't feeling well. And I'm like, you are joking. And they said that they were feeling feverish and they had a headache. And I was like, please tell me that they have not got what I think they've got.
Well, put it this way, mate. I wouldn't worry. If they've tested positive, you'll get contacted by Track and Trace and told to, self-isolate. Which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well, this was the worrying thing, right? So I did what I could. Obviously, I sanitize every 30 minutes. It's one of the rules at our pub. Anyone who works there has to sanitize.
You must have very dry hands.
Oh, yeah. I'm not joking. I look like a lizard. Like my hands are I mean, they're not too bad.
You need to hold up your hands to show me you look like a lizard, Tom. Sorry.
Oh, I'm going to get you back.
You will at some point. You will at some point.
Just next time,
we have fun here.
Next time you get in that plane, sir, just check the wings, make sure that there's no bolts removed, no screws. I'm joking, but no, but there was
making funny faces.
Do I recognise that guy on the ground there? No, that mechanic looks familiar. But anyway, so we have to sanitize our hands every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And, we wipe the bar down every 30 minutes because our manager is white hot on this stuff. Because he's now classed as high risk. He had a heart attack in the first lockdown. And so I picked the glasses up and I actually had tissue on my hands and put them in the dishwasher twice. But this is the thing. Now, we don't know whether the guy had COVID or tested positive, but he did openly admit that he'd been on a 4-day bender.
Right.
And was coming in for a head dog. So we even now think
staying at mates' houses.
Exactly.
Illegally.
Well, no, he basically had gone to pubs for the last 4 days. He'd sat outside. I mean, this guy was...
I don't know how people do that. I just feel ill after a 4-day
I know.
Well, I've never even done a 4-day bender. Can't even survive a one.
Do you know the interesting thing is, just to make it feel really worse, this guy was in his late 40s, early 50s.
That doesn't make it sad. I think that escalates it to legendary behavior.
Well, I mean...
Does it not?
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
Actually, hold on a minute. At what age does it become legendary behavior? When you're like 60 or 70. So, it's just on a 4-day bender. Legendary
and when you're still listening to the Prodigy, at 60 or 70, that's the thing. You're going, oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, come on, diesel power.
Legendary behavior.
I'm a fire starter.
Like I saw a video online. Oh yes, in popular culture on Instagram, I saw there's this granddad who's in a mobility scooter and he did a wheelie for all these guys.
Nice.
They were like, oh yeah,
nice. Have you seen the?
It's quite funny.
Have you seen the video as well in? Was it Nebraska? Of all these guys who are caught, they all share the same name, and they've just been hitting each other with.
Oh yeah, the Josh fight.
Yeah, they've been hitting each other with pool noodles.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really follow social media. I don't know what our demographic is like, but we know we have an audience, and many of you listen every day. So we hope you specifically tune in for us and many other shows.
Yes.
But basically, a year ago, literally a year ago. As of last week, there was a bloke on Facebook who called Josh Swain or something, or Josh, whatever his name, Josh Swain, said, meet at this location and we'll have a fight. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. So like 1,000 people named Josh in the north of in the United States of America.
Yeah, Nebraska, I think,
or somewhere
Yeah.
came together to raise money for charity and crowned 7-year-old Josh the winner.
Yeah, they're all fighting each other with pool noodles.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I mean, it was. Let's be honest, it wasn't socially distanced, but
No, but it's the US. No one's abiding by
I know.
that.
Well, we'll put it this way: the fact that I saw WrestleMania the other day and they had 25,000 people in the stadium.
In a not open air, I imagine.
No, it was open air, Raymond James Stadium.
Oh,
It was,
okay, that makes
where
it.
the Tampa
That's
Bay,
still terrible.
Yeah, it was where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had done it, but they all had temperature checks, COVID lateral flow tests. That WWE had laid it on for everybody. So as soon as you come in, you had to have your temperature. You had to wear a mask. You could get up and cheer and do whatever, and they tried to split people up as best they could, but they were all wearing masks. It was quite funny actually because when they do WrestleMania in these open air stadiums, all the sound goes up. So you can't actually, the TV cameras don't pick it up. And then not only have you got the sound going upwards, you've now got masked, muffled sound. So when you hear people going, RKO, it should be RKO for one of the wrestlers. That's his finishing maneuver. It's also his initials, Randy Orton. It just sounds like absolute noise. And the funny thing is, they turned the crowd, the canned crowd noise, they turned that on and it was clearer than the noise that was coming out the stadium with 25,000 people. So, but it went really well. And they said that there was no positive test or anything.
Do you know what worries me though is despite seeing this sort of return to normality, what was happening in India when they thought they'd had coronavirus under control.
Yeah.
Because obviously our next news bit
will be about that.
What was quite shocking to see was that previously to the incredible cases that we've seen per day now, they were having fully packed out stadiums with cricket matches, mass gatherings, weddings, everything was going back to normal because they thought, oh yeah, we've got the virus, we're vaccinating. And look what's happening now.
Exactly.
So I think India's got to be a sort of warning to the rest of us that
don't let your standards slip.
Yeah, because while you think, oh, I'm fine now, I'm vaccinated, all it will take is some sort of super variant or something like that, or perhaps even just the.
Well, this is the double mutation.
Yeah, the double mutation to get to the UK, or just to evolve on its own here.
Yeah,
and we'll be in the exact same situation as India with no warning. I think that's probably the most scary part. Is there's been absolutely zero warning to this.
It's just come out of nowhere, isn't it? Like over the last
they were averaging 50,000 a day, and then suddenly over a period of
4 days, wasn't it? They broke the
it's
record every day for 4 days. So
it's just exponential rise, and it's just not stopping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane. If I look at it here, since the 19th of March, they were averaging around in February 10,000 a day, and just since then, it's just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
I mean,
323,000 cases yesterday.
Yeah, well, I think what we're going to do, let's go to a break, and then we'll talk about it in a bit more detail, so we're not rushing through it. So, I'm not going to come up with a segue to the adverts after that because I think it would be a bit insensitive. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay right there. We'll be back after this.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
This Ramadan, order all your groceries from Waris Food Store. Based in Walthamstow at 420 Hoe Street, we have everything you're looking for, from fresh meat to fresh fruit and veg, along with all the traditional Desi food items. We also do deliveries, so place your order now and call us on 0208 521 0000. That's 0208 521 0000.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The Care Home Project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. Or alternatively, call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Now we're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can go to more places, like pubs, restaurants, hairdressers and gyms. However, around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. By quickly checking into venues with the NHS COVID-19 app, you can help stop the virus spreading and protect your family and friends. So whenever you go out, check in. Let's take this next step safely.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The Care Home Project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Hello there, you are listening to Revive FM 94.0. It is Tuesday, it is Scott and Hutch. My name is Tom Hutchinson, and joining me in the studio is my amazing co-host,
Henry Scoot.
Yes, now we were speaking about it before the break, and obviously we want to give it the attention that it deserves.
Yep.
So we've got to talk about the coronavirus outbreak in India. Well, we say the outbreak, the ongoing situation in India with regards to how they are battling the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So
it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, we all right. I know that they are a bigger population than us. We thought that we had it bad, and we thought America were bad. In India, it's a lot worse. So they've actually broken the record for infections 4 days in a row. I think the highest at the moment was 340,000 people in a day, in 24 hours. And to put that in perspective, the UK at the moment is averaging about 2,200 new infections a day.
Yeah.
At the moment, 2,200 in the UK, 340,000 in India in 24 hours. It is scary, and I know that obviously other countries are now jumping to help because there is now oxygen supplies have run out, ventilators are being taken up. It's getting to the point that
they have to put 2 in a bed.
Yeah, which obviously is just exacerbating the problem. There are poor people who are having to be cremated in national parks because there are no space. And when I'm talking, I don't mean national parks like, say, like Yosemite in America. I'm talking is in like your local park in the middle of Mumbai, for example. And there are poor people covered up with flowers and garlands on, waiting to be buried and burned, and it's terrible. I know we were talking about in the break that obviously the UK has sent out ventilators and oxygen masks, because at the moment to get an oxygen tank in India, it's the same price as gold at the moment. It's terrible.
Well, that's what capitalism. That's just economics, isn't it?
I know, but it's such a shame, isn't it? I mean, like one of the biggest economies in the world, India. I mean, it is a nation of haves and have-nots. Let's not beat about the bush here. But it's such a shame that they're going through this. But it seems to be that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the way the media is advertising it or hyping it up. But it just seems to have come out of nowhere the last week or so.
Well, no, but like you can it's very much like for me. I was looking at this. They were averaging 10,000 a day during February, and they thought they'd beaten the virus. The vaccination campaign was out there. The doctors thought hospitalizations are down. This is going very well. For a country of 1 billion people, 10,000 infections a day is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And so what a lot of government officials did is that there were cricket games with packed stadiums and fully, like, just fully, everyone was...
Yeah. Lives as normal.
Yes.
Shall
and
we say.
that 2 weeks of socializing has just sent cases skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And that is exactly why we in the UK have to be just as careful, because it will come out of nowhere. You know, it'll be like, oh, well, we're back to normal in June, and then suddenly, bang.
Exactly, we kick off again.
And apparently, there may be another lockdown this winter.
Because we weren't supposed to have one.
Yeah, initial modelling suggested that for this summer there would be a fourth wave, but that is just not the case apparently.
Well, do you know what would be interesting? And obviously, we're not scaremongering things. We don't have any official confirmation. This is our opinion. So we please feel free to ignore us or take it with a grain of salt, whatever. I know we're not supposed to be having a fourth lockdown. Apparently, that was the rule, that this third lockdown was.
Boris Johnson said he says it's the last one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe what we need, you know, like where schools obviously have 2-week Christmas break. Maybe like a 2-week kill switch lockdown might be a way forward. You know, everything, you know, shuts down for 2 weeks. Everyone gets a 2-week holiday ish. Maybe if we have to do that, that might be something to look at. But obviously, again, it depends on figures. I mean, as the government keeps saying, they're going for data, not dates. So all I ask is please just let August be okay, because I want to go and see my nan, and I want to go and watch the MotoGP with my dad. Bless him, he's been waiting for over a year now for this thing, and we really want to go. But yeah, I'm just looking at some of the bits here. So India's official statistics, which is easy for me to say, currently stand at 17.6 million cases and 197,500 deaths. Some believe the real figures seem to be much higher, but one investigation by NDTV found that over the past week in Delhi alone, 1,158 deaths may have gone unrecorded. So, I mean, and again, to put that in perspective, we are currently in the UK on around about 150,000 deaths, and they're on allegedly 197,500. People think, I mean, I'll be honest with you, with a nation of 1.3 billion people, I don't think that's quite accurate.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, you know, the thing is, in economics and politics, you know, lots of things just aren't accurately recorded in countries with lower levels of infrastructure and public services. So, you know, we in the UK keep a good track on what's going on. For example, we just had the census. We've got the Office for National Statistics continuously doing surveys almost every day. You know, we know the government likes to keep a close eye on what's happening. And in a country like India, where the infrastructure is perhaps less people have access to internet.
It's less strenuous, would you say?
There's less focus on what's going on. I don't know about the Office for National Statistics in India, but it's like that for many countries where perhaps data is not as full. You know, do African countries have the capability to test their entire populations? Well, a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
So yes, the cases and per rate might look better there, but you'll just never know the true extent. It's like, you know, what goes on inside North Korea? Well, if you don't test, you don't know.
Exactly.
Does North Korea have coronavirus tests? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing, because you'll never get the straight answer out of say somewhere like North Korea. You probably even get the straight answer out of China as well, I would imagine. But I think that, I mean, that's another story for another day. I mean, the whole argument about was the virus man-made? Was it actually just mutated or whatever? But I mean, I know that obviously the UK has been sending out shipments of aid. So we've sent over 200 pieces of equipment, including ventilators and oxygen concentrators, which will help hospitals manage the oxygen supplies. That was actually unloaded at Delhi Airport on Tuesday. The foreign ministry spokesperson, and I do apologize if I get this name wrong, is Aradam Bakchi, I hope I've said that right, said that, quote, the international cooperation is at work, but it is just the first trickle in what needs to be a flood of supplies for a nation of 1.3 billion people. US President Joe Biden has said on Monday that he would send up to 60 million doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine abroad. And although the destinations were not given, India could be a prime recipient. The UK, however, has said that it would not be sending vaccine doses to India imminently, but we are moving through the UK prioritisation of our domestic rollout, and we don't have the surplus doses, but we will keep this under review, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister has said. The World Health Organization spokesman Tariq Jasavaric has said that it would deliver 4,000 oxygen concentrators to India. So I'm guessing that presumably an oxygen concentrator is a way of either filling an oxygen tank or a way of actually producing.
It's
producing
basically pulling oxygen out of the atmosphere or water and just making it pure oxygen.
It's
that's what
it's
you're
the
given in
stuff
hospital.
it's the stuff that's not toxic, because pure oxygen can kill you. It's got to be a mixture. Of it,
slight
right?
mix, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's just higher concentrations of it.
Yeah.
I think what's important to note is that India currently has the most cases anywhere in the world.
Which was the US originally, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
up until a couple
And
of
they've
months
got
ago.
314,000 cases a day as the latest statistic, and 2,500 deaths in a day.
Yeah, it's a real worry.
And
Isn't
2,700 deaths yesterday and 2,800 2 days ago.
Mm.
And as the case numbers continue to go up, it's likely that the death rate will eventually go up. And your mortality rates also start to increase once you see the overwhelming of healthcare services like they're seeing in India, where people who would survive don't, because they don't get access to treatment.
Yeah.
I think...
Well, they have said that their health system has now collapsed.
Yeah,
is what
it
they've said.
has,
It's
essentially
where
has.
ours was on the verge and was kind of getting overwhelmed. Theirs has not just been overwhelmed. Theirs is absolutely
it's gone,
crumpled.
Yeah.
It's had it now.
Doctors can't admit patients. They can't treat patients. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
There's
They're actually turning people away with COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And the people who are seriously ill. But again, going back to that, if you don't do the testing, you can fudge the data. With India, and the same with any country, you're not with coronavirus, because a lot of its infections are asymptomatic. You're going to miss a lot of cases. So the true case numbers and true death numbers around the world, who knows what this pandemic has done? What is important to note is even a country like China can easily fudge their data and say that they did absolutely fine. If you look at China, apparently there were 4 serious critical cases of coronavirus, which are active right now. And in China, supposedly, they only had 90,000 cases and 4,000 deaths, or 4,600 deaths. We just happen, I'm sorry, but all accounts coming out of China suggest that is a complete lie.
Yeah.
And there's people in Wuhan who have literally been saying, don't believe what they tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
there's also the patient 0 that's miraculously disappeared, isn't
Yes,
there?
exactly.
The female who was originally the first person to have the original COVID-19 virus.
And I'm not like trying to tout xenophobic narratives, but just in the instance that, this isn't China's fault or whatever, I'm not making those accusations, but nonetheless, we do have to pose the question as to how reliable is China's data.
Yeah.
Well, I think not very reliable at all.
Yeah.
Because their death rate is supposedly 3 per 1 million people, and I think that's factually incorrect.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is that, like you say, it's not being xenophobic or anything like that. The fact is that it's communist state. It's a communist state.
It's a dictatorship.
Yeah, of course it is.
Call it what you will. You can call it a one-party democracy, but that's still a dictatorship in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like I say a joke. I'm probably going to get someone offended by that, and I don't mean to, but when it's called the People's Republic of China, I mean, even that name is a bit of a joke, because it makes it sound like the people have got power. They don't. The problem, in fairness, even we don't really.
Yeah, but
we elect our leaders. But
a lot of people just in China, it's been very interesting. I had a relationship with someone who was from China, and very nice girl, and I've heard so much about China and how much a lot of people purely don't care because they're very, very happy with the fact that there's money in their pocket.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So,
and but it is that kind of, I feel like people in, around the world, not just in the West, but I think anywhere, I think people will respect the Chinese government a bit more if they were just a bit more open and honest. I know it's about saving face, and it's about making sure that,
it's like the boy who cried wolf, isn't it?
Exactly. If they just said that, all right, we might have fudged the figures a little bit. I'm sorry. This is closer to what we believe is the right amount. That'd be fine. But I think the fact that when it's just these ones and it's like an open, it's a bit like with Russia, you know, when they said, "Oh yeah, we've only had 4 deaths." No, you haven't. You've got more than that. I mean, there was a big surge after the Formula One Grand Prix because they didn't limit. Actually, no, tell her they did. They limited the Formula One Grand Prix in Russia to 30,000 people. They were wearing masks, but there was no social distancing. And after that, the numbers shot up in there. And also, again, I'm not scaremongering, and I have no information to say this, but when you work the times out, I believe that is the time that Lewis Hamilton caught COVID, because he did the first race in Bahrain, which was, if I'm right, I think they were kind of back to back. If not, it might be like a week out. Did the first race in Bahrain. The second race, which was the Sakir Grand Prix, which was the not so oval, he tested positive for COVID and was out. And George Russell from Williams got the seat and nearly won the thing as well. So I think that goes to show you that if someone like, say, like Sir Lewis Hamilton, I can't get used to saying that, can get it, even though the Formula One teams are supposed to be separated from the rest of the general public, so they can go on and put the show on and make sure that their families, their teams are in their own bubbles. It can happen. So it's, I think at a time when we all need to, I know I'm probably going off on a bit of a tangent here, but I feel like at a time when the whole country and the whole world needs to come together to fight this thing, whether that's a case of giving over ventilators, giving over spare vaccine inoculation, or anything like that.
The distribution,
stop fudging your data. Just be honest.
The distribution of vaccines in the world is so totally unfair.
It is the haves and have-nots.
I don't mind. You know, it's brilliant that Britain has got, you know, a brilliant head start on vaccinations, but this isn't a competition.
Yeah, it's not a case of we've got more than the EU.
Yeah, no, because look at the ramifications of somewhere in the world, you know, one of the world's second largest population not having vaccines, 1.3 billion people.
But now, why is that? Is that a case of they didn't have the money to order them in, or is it a case of they just were a bit more
relaxed? Not only is it bottlenecks with
about
supply, you know, apparently the world could reach herd immunity by March 2022, but the issue also is that the richest countries are hoarding vaccines. The richest countries, like we, have 360 million doses on order for a country that only needs 120 million vaccines.
Yeah. So why now? That's the other thing. Now, why is that?
It's first come, first served. Whoever can pay the most will get
the most.
And that's why Boris Johnson was also caught saying in a meeting to Conservative donors, "We've done this through greed and capitalism." And he says, "Oh no, wait, forget I said that, because obviously it's very inappropriate." So he retracted his comment, but it was still said nonetheless, and it's very true. You know, the director of the World Health Organization has said on numerous occasions that it is a global tragedy that poorer countries have not had access to any of these vaccines. The world vaccination rate, I think 4% of the world has been vaccinated.
It's basically the PS5 and Xbox thing, really. It's hoarders and scalpers, really, isn't it?
And the thing is, like, equitable distribution of vaccines is not only good for, you know, us developed economies, it's also good, you know, that poorer countries getting access to vaccines is also good for us as well.
Yeah. If
we can eliminate,
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. And again, I don't mean this in a horrible way, and we'll go to the ads after this. Well, but I feel like if we've got enough, and whether it's a case of it's like I know the top 9 priorities have been done, but if the people who are, let's say, I don't know, early teens or mid-teens, maybe just half their allowance for the time being, and give it to those who need it more, because, you know, you are younger. All right, I'm not saying that you're less vulnerable to it, but if there's a 60 or a 70-year-old person out in India, for example, who can't get a jab, and you've got a 15-year-old from, I don't know, Lewisham or wherever, who's fit as a fiddle and trained to be a footballer or something like that, are they going to need it more than an OAP in India? That's what I'd say. Maybe can they not just do that and just halve it for the time being?
I think Boris Johnson really needs to, or the Conservative government really needs to send some vaccines abroad, because we're dealing with it okay here. Who cares if you're only vaccinating 100,000 a day? Send the extra doses back to India.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to send them to us anyway.
It's our trading partner, or one of our trading partners. Yeah. So, you know, forget trade. Just
whatever happened to global Britain?
Yeah.
What happened to Britain being a forefront in global politics? What happened to Britain, you know, putting its best foot forward and showing the world what kind of a nation we are.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
We need to. That's what we have to do. Is personally, the British people, if I was in that position, would always be the top of my priority.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got a moral duty, just on a world basis, don't you?
Help each other out.
And we in this country, for the foreseeable future, are functioning just fine.
Exactly.
So send them on a plane.
Exactly.
Get them out there.
Send them out there and then do it that way, But anyway, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to go to an ad break. I'm not going to do another segue because, again, I don't feel it'd be quite appropriate minute. But we are going to come back. We're going to have a little bit of a lighter thing, and we're going to be playing a little game right after this. So stay tuned on Revive FM.
Join the big appeal on Revive FM 94.0 on World Orphans Day on Friday the 30th of April. We've partnered up with Minhaj Welfare Foundation and will be raising money for the orphan care complex in Pakistan. The care home project will cater for hundreds of orphan children, and this is your chance to help put a smile on the face of a needy child. Make sure you tune to Revive FM 94.0 on Friday, 30th of April at 5 p.m. and donate generously.
Everyone can now get free rapid COVID-19 tests twice a week. They show your results within 30 minutes. They also show you're doing what you can to protect your loved ones, your friends, your workmates, and that you want to keep life moving again. Around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. That could be a friend, a relative, a workmate. It could even be you. Rapid tests are easy to get from nhs.uk/get tested. Let's take this next step safely.
Turkish Kitchen. The best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lamachin, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Now we're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can go to more places, like pubs, restaurants, hairdressers and gyms. However, around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. By quickly checking into venues with the NHS COVID-19 app, you can help stop the virus spreading and protect your family and friends. So whenever you go out, check in. Let's take this next step safely.
This Ramadan, order all your groceries from Waris Food Store. Based in Walthamstow at 420 Hoe Street, we have everything you're looking for, from fresh meat to fresh fruit and veg, along with all the traditional Desi food items. We also do deliveries, so place your order now and call us on 0208 521 0000. That's 0208 521 0000.
With over 40 years' experience in the industry, Plachette Carpets is the place to go for all your carpets, laminates, linos, and wood flooring. We have an established network of suppliers, which means we can offer some of the best prices in town. We offer free estimates, free measurements, and now even free fitting. Call us now on 0208 472 8568 or visit us at 157 Plachette Road, Upton Park, London, E13 0QZ.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Hello there. You are listening to Revive FM 94.0. It is it's the last part of this week's Scott and Hutch. My name is Tom Hutchinson, and joining me in the catbird seat is my amazing co-host,
Henry Scott.
There he is. He's all excited because we're about to play a game. So this is what we normally do. So for those of you who don't know, the last part of the show, we like to play a little bit of a thing just to try and lighten the mood a little bit. And we were going to play this last week, but we actually ran out of time. So I was going to call it Addy Addicts, but to be honest with that, which makes no sense. So this is now just going to be called the Musical Adverts Game, which sounds even worse. Right, bear with me because it's actually quite simple. So I've got here a list of songs. It's all right, I'm used to it. So I've got.
Oh no!
All right, thanks. So don't rub it in.
You made the joke.
Your words hurt me, sir. Your words hurt me more than anything else that you do. So
what else do I do?
I know. Well, a few things. You make me laugh.
Oh,
a lot.
Right. Oh.
Right.
Tell me.
I'll tell you after the show. So right now, I have here a list of songs, okay, which have been in adverts. Some quite recent, some a little bit further back. All right. Now I will give you. You've got a maximum of 2 points if you can guess. You don't have to give me the name of the artist, but if you can give me the name of the song and the advert that it was used in. Okay.
I actually love the sound of this game because I have a great memory for these things. So hit me, man.
Okay, so
not literally
with your rhythm stick. Right. So let's start off with. I've got to try and some of these. I might have to just move along a little bit. Now, the first one. You're only going to get about 10 seconds because they say the name of the title quite quickly. Right?
Okay.
So this is track number 1. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
Right, here we go.
You can play along at home, by the way.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah. So just drop us a comment on YouTube or Facebook at Revive FM UK. All right. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yes. Oh, no.
Oh, he's gone blank. He's gone blank, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's all you can hear.
What advert is that? I know that.
Now, I can give you
it's
a
not
hint.
DFS because I'm going to know.
No, it's actually Oak Furniture Land.
Huh?
It's Oak Furniture Land. DFS is Wallace and Gromit at the minute.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it one more time?
Yes, go
on.
on.
All right, here we go.
We're going to play it one more time for you, ladies and gentlemen. The sale at DFS is now on. Oh, mate, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to kick myself when you tell me, but no, I don't know.
I can give you a hint, but you would lose a point.
Well, it's 2 points maximum, right?
Yeah, so you'll get 1
All right,
point.
that's fine, yeah.
Okay, do you want a hint?
Yeah, hint.
All right, here we go. I'm Jose Mourinho, and I know a thing or two about being sacked. Being sacked from Manchester United, special.
Oh, no!
Being sacked from Tottenham, even more special.
What ad was that from? No! I don't know, mate. I don't remember the ad.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I do.
All right. It was Paddy Power, and the name of the song was Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are?
All right, next one. Come on, let's get this show going.
All right, okay. All right, so
I'm going to have to take my jumper off in a minute.
Oh, he's being serious. He's being serious now, ladies and gentlemen. Right, okay, now let's get the next one going. Now, I'm just going to forward this along a little bit. For some reason, the cable that I'm using here is not playing sounds. It's not playing the lyrics for some reason. But this one, I think you'll get quite easy. All right, so here we go. And can I just say as well, this song is 40 years old this year.
I'm waiting for something like I Remember to come in.
Well, for some reason, I don't know what it is. This cable is being a bit funny.
It's not money. It's not Money Supermarket, is it?
Nope.
Do you know what? It's so recognizable. Like
it is.
you know it.
So many things.
Really, it's making me tense my shoulders. I don't know. Hit me.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Right. You can get all your favorite shows from ITV, BBC, Channel 4.
BritBox.
There you go. And
It's
what's the name?
BritBox.
And what's the name of the song?
I don't know.
How do you normally feel on a Monday?
Blue. Is it called Blue?
It's Blue Monday.
Oh.
By New Order. That's it.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. How does it feel? Yeah, that's it.
Next song. Come on.
Okay, next one. Right.
I've got 1 point. 1 point.
You've got 1 point so far, yeah. Now, this one, let me just flick this over. Hopefully, this is going to work because we're having a bit of a problem with this little cable.
Oh, mate, I can hear the gist of it. I think our viewers at home, it'd be better if they couldn't hear the lyrics in the first place.
All right. Well, this one, you're only going to get a couple of seconds of it, all right? But here we go. Are you ready?
No, I've got no idea. You don't give me a hint because I won't get it.
All right. You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know that.
It was the Lynx Africa advert.
Mate, I'm sorry. I don't know what Lynx Africa advert you're watching.
It's the only song that they've used in 25 years.
There's been plenty of Links Africa adverts where I've not heard this song.
Oh, this is the one. This is Boom Shakalak. This is the one they're using at the moment with AJ Tracy and Anthony Joshua.
No, sorry, man.
All right, okay.
Maybe I'm uncultured.
Maybe. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's go for something. This one is from a couple of years ago. Hopefully you will get it. All right, here you go. Oh, I don't like this cable. It's
like a Toyota hybrid or something.
It's not.
It's a car ad, though.
No, it's not. I just came to get my things with a pretty little thing.
Oh, it's like something with. I can imagine the ad. It's like it's not EasyJet, is it?
No, it's not. But you're kind of close. There is travel involved in it.
Oh, British Airways Eurostar.
No, the advert involves it. It's not a travel
company.
Yeah, it's not a travel company.
What's the company?
It's alcoholic beverage.
Oh, Corona.
Oh, very funny. No, but you're getting there.
Strongbow.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
This is
Prosecco, champagne.
Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Oh, Port Martini.
No.
Paul Star Martini.
No. Did you give up?
Yes.
It was Heineken.
Oh no!
For Skyfall, it's Gin Wigmore. It was Man Like That. That was the name of the song. Right, now I'm going to do one more. Let me just flip this.
No, this is a great game.
This
I love
is good.
this.
I might come up with a few more. Now we've got one more, and I'm actually going to play this song afterwards. Now this might be a little bit before your time, but yeah,
you're going to make fun of how young I am.
No, I'm going to make fun of how old I am.
Tom, you should never make fun of yourself. Always take an opportunity to take the mickey out of me.
Oh, never, mate, never. Right now, this one. Remember the joke I said about when I injured myself as a child?
Yeah.
Right. There's a hint. This is not. Right. You won't lose a point over it, but here we go. Hopefully, this one's going to sound a bit better.
Oh, it's like some game or something, isn't it? Yeah, it is some game or something.
No, it's not. I'm actually giving you a hint. This was the advert.
Oh, it was a rave.
No.
Oh, was it like Cadbury's?
No. Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
All right. So, if I just get up quickly.
Itchy leg powder.
Yeah. Also, look at your jumper.
Oh, Levi's.
Yeah.
Is it a Levi's advert?
Yep, it was a Levi's advert. Do you know the name of the song?
No.
It's called Flatbeat. Do you ever remember seeing, these were back in like the early 2000s, there was a little yellow and orange monkey called Flat Eric.
No.
Right.
I had no idea.
Basically, the advert was him in an old beaten up car with his mate. And this was what I was saying about, right? My dad and me used to have this on a CD in his car. And I used to headbang to it because that's what you do. You go, and I did it so much that I gave myself whiplash 3 times.
Well done.
I know. Right, now what we're going to do, because that's the end of the game, but we are going to finish off on a little song which I really like. And it's actually another old Levi's advert. But to play this song, because it is so cool and so slick, you got to drop your voice down like this.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to Revive FM because there are more amazing songs and more amazing shows coming up after this. I am the Doctor of Style that is Tom Hutchinson. He is the international guru of love that is.
And Scott.
And this right here is Freak Power, who I might add was created by Fatboy Slim. This is Tune In and Cop Out. See you next week, everybody. Stay safe and keep the faith.
Some people been driving too fast. Some people still having a gas. But if there's one thing you gotta concede, you got to know who's driving your car. You get to 6th gear, been wasting their time. Some people expanding their mind. But if you know love like the jokers before, then they're likely to be home on the range. No more the cowboy got to flaunt his ways. He's been grazing on a different place. And cop out, let it flow down my mind. And cop out, let it flow become. Well, it's easy to see why the thousands of people are regularly turning it out. And it's easy to find when you mess with your mind that you've gone beyond a reasonable doubt.
We're gradually coming out of lockdown. We can get together again outside. Have a picnic for 6 in the park. Separate blankets and lots of space, obviously. But what if another friend walks by? It'd be rude not to invite them over, wouldn't it? The more people you meet,